Hi, is it true that laughter is the reward hormone? Hi, I'm Trish Gleason. Today we're going to talk to and interview Dr. Jeff Norman from Utah. Dr. Norman, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here.
Great. I'd like to go ahead and introduce you a little more thoroughly. Dr. Norman's from Logan, Utah. He's been a doctor for 26 years. He is the author of many, many books. And one of them most recently is called The Infinite Power of Laughter. So hopefully by the end of this little interview, we're going to be smiling like crazy. He focuses on non-traditional medicine there at his practice. And after 26 years, I'm sure he could teach us a few things. So I'd like to go ahead and turn it back over to you, Doctor. And can you please tell us the benefits of laughter?
Oh, absolutely, Trish. Thank you so much. Laughter is an amazing adjunct to how our body functions. It alters brain chemistry. It improves the immune system. Laughter changes our blood pressure for the better. It reduces our stress levels. It affects the way our brain works, the way our autonomic nervous system works. I mean, the benefits go on and on and on. And so laughter is powerful.
I didn't know that about people with high blood pressure. So laughter will help somebody with high blood pressure?
Oh, absolutely. Laughter can lower blood pressure. It has been shown, in fact, with heart disease to lower heart attacks by between 40 and 60%. So laughter is powerful.
We'll have to put one of those little smiley affirmations everywhere we go to remind us to keep smiling, right? And laughing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And when you stop and think about the world we live in, especially right now, we have this bombardment of negativity that's washing over all of us. I mean, everybody's just trying to paddle and keep their heads above that tidal wave of negativity. And that has the opposite effect of laughter. It, in fact, lowers our immune system, raises our blood pressure, increases disease. It decreases our immune system. So what we've got to do is counteract all that negativity that's all around us right now. And one of the best ways to start is through laughter.
Okay. So I was reading, I did just a little homework. And somewhere on the internet, it says that laughter is the reward hormone. And apparently, when you laugh, dopamine or something goes into your brain, and for up to 45 minutes, something like that. Can you expand on that, please?
Absolutely. You know, it changes the brain chemicals such as dopamine increase, serotonin increases. Our very perception of the world around us comes to us through our senses and is interpreted through our brain chemistry. And that's how we see everything that goes on. If we improve by increasing the laughter in our life, the brain chemistry changes, and suddenly we view the world in a better state. We see things, I think, a little more realistically, and we're able to deal more effectively with what other problem comes. Because the truth is, life is hard. Life is hard. Yeah. And it's supposed to be, because we don't grow when we're in a state of comfort. We grow when we're way out of our comfort zone. So with that in mind, we've got to arm ourselves with the ability to see a better view of life so that we can keep moving forward. And actually, if you can't see life in a good light, it's really hard to help other people as well.
Can we back up a minute? Can you explain to the audience what is dopamine and what is serotonin?
These are neurotransmitter chemicals in the brain that help to that help the firing of the mechanisms of the brain so that we can actually interpret what's going on around us. So they have different effects on the body, on how the other systems work as well. For example, one will help us to be in a more mellow state so that we can sleep, and those chemicals will rise and fall according to what's going on through our circadian rhythms and all the things like that. So yeah, the brain chemistry is very important, but I think one of the more important things, even than the brain chemistry, is the autonomic nervous system and the way that comes into play, because the autonomic nervous system really controls the function of everything we don't think about.
Okay.
So that's
how can we help? Let me back up. Is what we eat have something to do with our dopamine and serotonin?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The way we eat
Okay.
and has a really big impact on it. And when we stop to think about today's environment, really everything we eat and we drink and we breathe is sort of chemicalized. You know,
Hmm.
it's toxic in one level or another. They've taken studies with small children, and they've been able to identify with brand new babies a pretty large array of neurotoxins or toxins in general that are already in their bodies. So
Okay.
what we can eat, if we can do our best to clean up our diet, to eat a more healthy, natural diet, go into the healthy foods, fruits and vegetables, and decrease the fats, decrease the sugars. And when I say decrease the fats, decrease the bad fats.
Hmm.
Actually increasing
Okay.
good fats is very, very beneficial, especially to the brain. But
So
those
if we
things
so
affect
if
the
we
chemical.
eat right, we know how to eat right,
Mhm.
supposedly. So
Right.
from your perspective, though, if we eat right and then we also laugh a lot, it's going to help us twofold.
Yeah, absolutely. And really life is about it's all multifaceted. We've got to get out, we've got to get in the sunshine. We've got to get some exercise. We've
Hmm.
got to have proper sleep. We've got to have proper nourishment. But
Hmm.
beyond that, I think there's been a lot of questions on the internet lately about what's more important, your emotional state of being or the things you eat or I'm a big believer that our emotional state is the number one facet of all of our health. Now, I lost my health a few years ago. My kidneys failed, and I went on dialysis and everything that surrounds that kind of a situation. The number one thing in my life was what was going on up here between my ears. That's how I was able to do better than a lot of the other patients. That's how I came through so quickly. That's how um, I was able to heal more effectively. And it starts with laughter.
Hmm.
And
Well,
laughter,
I'm.
really, not only physiologically, but laughter emotionally predisposes us
Hmm.
having other complex higher emotions like gratitude and forgiveness and love. And so I came to the conclusion when I didn't know if I was going to live or die, I had to face that idea of mortality. The thing that came to me very profoundly was my dying wouldn't be the tragedy. Where tragedy would come into play is if I died without having said, I love you, if I died without having attempted or done my best to heal relationships, and
Yes,
that
that's.
includes the relationship I have with myself, those things were what I put my focus on. And consequently, in reverse, it actually changed my body chemistry and the way my body functioned, and I got better so much faster.
That happened to one of my neighbors. He was only 40 years old, had cancer, and they said, no good, right? But every time I'd visit him or talk to him, he'd be laughing,
Yeah.
sick as he could be, but laughing. And now that I think about it, how in the world did he pull through? He's perfectly healthy now, 6 years later,
Yes.
and just became a police officer, actually.
Well, that's
So,
fantastic. And
yeah.
there are people who naturally have that. For some reason,
Mhm.
they just naturally have that built into them to laugh. For the rest of us, we've got to stop and think about it and actually take steps to put that in our life. And in the new book that's coming out on the healing power of laughter, we actually
Okay.
have a 4-week program where you can start to institute these things into your life to change it. And so week 1's about laughter, week 2 is about gratitude, week 3 is about forgiveness, and week 4 is about love. And by the time you completed that 4-week program, your life is very, very different.
Do you
Very.
have a copy of your book?
The
Of
book,
one of
no,
your?
can I be perfectly honest? We were at the point of selling the book to the publisher when our friend COVID-19 hit and it shut it
Okay.
all down. So the book may not publish until, I don't know, as much as a year, but
Hmm.
I do have a copy
Different book.
of the book on living passionately engaged in your life. It's called
Okay.
Overcoming Burnout,
Okay.
but it's more than just burnout. It's how we sort of get distracted in life. And so suddenly we realize we're not as happy as we used to be. And we've
Yeah.
forgotten all the things that we love to do and be a part of. This book is for free, is my gift. If you'll go to my website, you can download it.
Oh,
And
really?
the
Thank
version,
you so much.
absolutely. The version you'll download is a workbook version. So it'll print out to about 60 pages and it's a workbook because at the end of every chapter, we have
Hmm.
exercises to help you progress. Now, the book's an easy read. You can read it in 2 hours. But
Okay.
the exercises in this book took me 2 years to complete.
Oh my gosh,
It
it's
was life
exciting.
changing. I guarantee you do what's in this book, it'll change your life.
Well, I was just thinking right now, I guess we're in reverse burnout.
Right.
But before long, we're going to be burned out again, I promise.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
where do we go to get this? What website? What email address?
Oh, absolutely. My email address is just jeff@drjeffnorman.com. And the email address is Dr. Jeff Norman, drjeffnorman.com. And all you have to do is put in your email and you'll be sent a link to download this book. And it's really been so well received. We've had thousands of downloads, and we're in the process. I didn't do it this way originally. We're in the process of recovering the book and putting it on Amazon, but that's going to take a little bit.
Right.
So actually the hard copy's just been sold out of my office. We've sold tons.
We'll take it. Thank you so much. And if somebody wants to get a hold of you for any reason, you can go to Jeff at drjeffnorman.com.
Absolutely.
Okay, I have some more questions, Bill.
Yes.
Let's find out more about laughter. So how can, in your opinion, and studies out there, how can laughter fight infection? And that's the big question today, because on the internet it says it can.
It is. And this is really interesting. And I love that you said, research. That if you'll go on to the government website for research, peer-reviewed, published research, you'll know that there are over 8,000 articles regarding laughter. It's not a young study. It began years ago, and there's lots of big names that as you start to say them, the people recognize. Norman Cousins, probably being the number one, wrote that book of Anatomy of an Illness and how he healed himself by vitamin C and laughter. So with virus, fighting a virus really comes down to your immune system. How strong is your immune system? And it's odd that one person can be standing next to another person in a family. One guy gets sick and the other guy doesn't. Why is that? It just really comes down to the strength of our immune system. Mm-hmm. And so what laughter does specifically, well, it has many impacts, but to me, the most important thing, like I mentioned, is its effect upon the autonomic nervous system. Now, that's the part of the nervous system that you'll recognize as sympathetic or fight or flight, versus the parasympathetic, which is rest and digest. And we live our lives, most of us, we should be in balance, but we live our lives, most of us, in 10-to-1 or 20-to-1 sympathetic. We live in fight or flight. We're stressed out, and COVID has made this worse. Our current situation has got people very, very stressed out. So the sympathetic nervous system is taking hold. And what that does is makes changes in our bodies that prepares us to fight or run away. And it's designed to be a short-term thing, but we're living 24 hours a day in this. So it's affecting our sleep patterns. When do we heal that?
Flight is success, and flight is failure?
No, fight or flight is very, very good. It's what gets us all revved up so that we can play in the sports game. It's what revs us up so that we can run away from a scary situation, or we can fight for our lives. That's the design.
Okay.
But we live in that. And what happens is things change, like our heart rate goes up, our blood pressure goes up. Blood is taken away from the vital organs and sent to our muscles, so that we can be ready to fight or run. It changes the way that the liver produce glucose and all kinds of things change. Okay. What happens is those organs that are on ready to fight, they begin to burn out. And those organs that are being neglected, they begin to die away. And so, Hans Selye wrote about this many years ago, and he called it the adaptation syndrome. I don't want to get technical on that. Nah. What really happens, though, is laughter will not only bring down the fight or flight response, it'll calm us down, but it also strengthens the parasympathetic. And the time that our body is able to heal is during parasympathetic situations. So we strengthen that. That's the reason it changes heart disease. It's able to give us a better opportunity to function the way we're supposed to. Okay. And so that's, if once we get in that mode, that's going to be able to help our immune systems. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. So it strengthens all of those things, decreases pain, decreases stress, improves our digestion, increases our assimilation of food, allows us to bring on the nutrients out of food better. I mean, everything positive changes when we balance out those two systems. Wow, that's a lot of great information.
We really appreciate it. Can you think of anything else you'd like to share with everybody? We're excited about your the download we're able to do. We're going to go to your website. If somebody has a question, they can email you.
Yes, please
right?
do. What I would say, just in closing, for right now, when things are so stressful and people are worried about getting sick, they're worried about the economy, they're worried about, I mean, everything is so polarized right now. I would give them 4 ideas. One would be to find a way to laugh every day. Whether you like to read books that are funny, watch television shows, even fake laughter will give you health benefits. Number 2,
Really?
I would spend at least 10 minutes a day writing in a gratitude journal. Studies show that if you're just writing that for a week, you're going to have a better life for 6 weeks for just 1 week's writing. So if you'll do that, it really changes the physiology. Gratitude, love, forgiveness, laughter have similar effects on the body. I would also practice seeing the good in other people and letting go of the grudges we might be holding on to, or the anger. We might not have a big grudge, but we might be angry with someone. And then the 4th step is pick someone in your life to reach out to express love to. Now, I know that sounds really touchy-feely, but these things have powerful effect upon your physiology. And not only will you be healthier, you'll be more resilient against the virus that's out there, and you will have a better, happier existence upon this planet. You'll live on a higher plane.
That sounds exciting. I've been trying to do that, actually, for people that aren't my favorites. I've been trying to say, but they're close to me, but they're not my favorites. I say, I love you. It's real hard, but I do mean it.
It's so good. If you can learn to love people that are hard to love, it is life-changing.
I just love them. It's just when people are rude to you or mean, it's hard to say that even though you do love them.
It is. It is.
But I've been trying to do that, so we're all going to be healthier.
Wonderful.
So I guess it would be nice if maybe we could do this again sometime and talk about a few other areas. And I think it'd be nice under the comments section if people could list questions that they may have for you. But aside that, I think they ought to list a few things that they know that are funny. And I think as people watch the interview, it'll be nice to put them down there, because I know there's a ton of funny ones out there right now.
Oh, I agree. And
toilet paper ones, all kinds of funny jokes.
It literally, we searched high and low in our office because our goal was to give a roll of toilet paper to every patient who came in, because we thought that was so funny, and somebody might actually go, I needed this, thank you. But we have to find the humor in every moment of our life, because that is a key to longevity. It's a key to happiness, and it's a key to being well.
Absolutely. I have a quick funny one. Right when the coronavirus started, I quick ordered toilet paper, because you know how everybody was talking about toilet paper. Well, I just did it real quickly on Amazon, and I've been giving them away. But when you go to the gas station, they have those giant rolls of toilet paper. Well, I have 70 of them. Enough for like 10 years of toilet paper.
That is hilarious.
So I've been giving them away, but that was the funny thing. These big boxes showed up.
Oh, that is great.
That was funny. So, well, Dr. Norman, thank you for coming. We're excited to learn about the laughter, and we will absolutely apply that more. Even if it's fake laughing, right? Fake laughing works too.
Fake laughing helps.
So we're gonna be laughing, and people are gonna go, "What's so funny?" Oh, nothing. I'm just practicing.
Just practicing. It's actually part of the 4-week program to look in the mirror and fake laugh, because if you can just feel like an idiot, you'll laugh at yourself more. It's one of the programs. So.
Okay, well, we'll let you know how we're doing it. And everybody, please make some notes in the comment sections, questions for the doctor, and let's download that book. What was the website one last time?
drjeffnorman.com. Dr. Jeff Norman.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.